Hey, everybody, welcome back to the barn session.
Alrighty then. Welcome back to the barn session, everybody.
Oh, what's going on, everybody?
No, let's not.
What?
Let's not.
That was completely original.
NCAAs is over, and we are in a depressive spiral.
Hey, have a good day out there.
Hey, let's get with it today.
Let's get with it today. That's what it was. I couldn't remember what it was.
No, you couldn't. You froze there.
Old man.
Sometimes he froze. Sometimes he'd be like, hey.
That is not because he forgot.
It was dramatic pause.
I know. R.I.P.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
Pause.
But, as I said, NCAAs are done. I took last place in the draft. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. You suck too, Reese. Don't even act like you did any well. Any good either.
I All-Americaned.
All right. I don't even know.
I trophied.
That's nice.
I'm the only guy in the league to trophy every year. All right?
Shut up.
I am.
Yeah, you say it's trophying, but you don't, like, fourth place doesn't get anything.
You have 2 people on your team, too, every year.
Yeah.
It's trophy.
So, like,
I have what?
You're obviously...
Cooper is carrying your team.
Yeah, you're
Cooper
taking
is?
steroids. Yeah.
Because he and I are a team. We're co-owners.
Yes.
Because I put my son as part owner of the team because I'm a good father.
Because he's
Are you shaming me for being a good father right now?
You're letting him do the driving. Yeah, and you're trying to take his credit.
Yeah.
Stop with that.
Stop.
Trying to take the credit from a kid?
You two are lying.
Unbelievable.
On national podcast right now. You guys are lying. And you know darn well that I do all the drafting. Okay?
Oh, you draft all right.
I don't know what that means.
He's nuts.
So close, Reese. You're getting there, though. One of these days.
It works for everything, dude. So good.
All right, let's get into it.
Shout out Broderick Green for winning the draft league. Sorry, Sam.
He wasn't even there, and he won the whole
I meant
thing.
to do that.
He didn't even draft. He didn't even draft, and he won it. He didn't draft his team.
He had a proxy, paid his proxy, part of his winnings. He's good. It's all good. It's all good.
It's absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Infraction.
His proxy took third. He took first.
This year doesn't count. Every year that I've been involved, where everybody's been there to actually be a part of it, I have medaled. Second and third and second, whatever order it was.
It was third and second.
You've been doing this for 3 years already?
Third, second, and then last, Sam.
Yep.
With 7 All-Americans.
I was also driving home and didn't even know who I had picked last round or what I needed. So,
whose fault is that? You knew what time the draft was happening.
True.
Yeah, but I had obligations. Leave me alone. Let's talk wrestling. Let's talk NCAAs. Let's get through this, and
I don't want to get through it. I want to enjoy it.
I know, but there's a lot to get through,
Yeah,
and there's a lot to enjoy.
Let's split this up into 2 parts.
We might. That might end up being what happens. We'll see. You guys want to just rip it at 125 and go from there?
Yeah.
So you're saying part 1, like everything, is going to be like we're exciting, but we're not that excited. We're not going to get into the juicy stuff.
That's right.
Like Deathly Hallows part 1.
Keep them waiting.
We're gonna end with some tears, by the way.
I like Deathly Hallows part 1 more than part 2.
No, you don't. That's a lie.
I like that.
I think they all suck.
No one likes seeing Dobby die at the end of it.
Crazy take, Sammy.
I mean, some of them are okay.
What are you talking?
You're
what,
serious?
Sammy? Yeah, are you being serious?
Harry Potter is not my favorite series.
God, I hate you so much right now.
All right, it doesn't have to be your favorite. It's not my favorite either. Star Wars is my favorite. But to say that they suck, none of them suck.
To say that only some of them are just okay is rude.
There's a couple in there that suck.
Which
What
ones?
do you mean they suck?
Which ones suck?
I'm talking about the first 2.
I don't even know if the first 2 really suck that bad.
They're not that bad. Have you watched them recently?
Yeah, the first time I really watched them from start to finish was in college.
Yeah,
when I was at Indiana.
They aged great, in my opinion.
The first two maybe not so much.
Okay, guys.
When did they come out? Think about the technology they were. Think about the technology they were dealing with those first two movies. All right.
Sure.
How real some of those monsters were.
You didn't give me any slack on
you're
my
telling me
that I did while driving, so I'm not giving Harry Potter any slack.
You're telling me those spiders didn't freak you out?
What about the troll boogers, bro? Those are real boogers.
Dude, real boogers. Real troll boogers, in fact.
All right, he's done. He has nothing.
So Vincent Robinson won 125 pounds in a very, 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 very unexciting match.
Yeah, but so were most of Troy Spratley's matches.
Vincent Robinson's matches.
Troy Spratley.
Well, that's not true. Vincent Robinson had one of the most exciting matches of the whole tournament.
Which one?
Mark Anthony McGowan.
Wasn't it just 2 takedowns?
6'4".
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was how it ended. It was the drama at the end.
No, the whole match matters.
Yeah, because then you can say that a ride out is super exciting, but it's
no. It was a super duck takedown to win the match. It was
super
awesome.
Cool moment, but the match
was exciting. It was exciting ending to a pretty
exciting
competitive match.
Spratley didn't also have like one interesting match. Did he?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just said a lot of Spratley's matches were snoozers.
So
beat Poulin 2-1, beat Ramos 5-2.
The Ventresca match was probably his most exciting match.
And that's Eddie Ventresca. He did that. He managed to have an exciting match against Eddie Ventresca.
Yep.
Notorious snoozer.
It's hard to be exciting when you're built like Eddie.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out. Ryan, actually, I'll let you give the shout out.
Who am I shouting out?
You, come on, think about it. At this weight, think about it. I want to see more of them.
Oh, I would love to see more Sheldon Seymour, baby. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So he's not
laughed at for drafting Sheldon Seymour.
I didn't.
No, someone on this podcast laughed at.
It was funny. I said it was funny. I didn't say I laughed. I said
that's the same thing.
Funny. Yeah.
Don't you laugh at funny things, Reese?
No, I just say it ironically.
I believe that.
This was his junior year, so he's back next year.
He was good.
Yeah. And a bit of a surprise because Lehigh's season is not widely viewed, and it's not very competitive.
I wouldn't say that.
All right, now we're actually back. We were talking about Sheldon Seymour. I said Lehigh doesn't have a great season. Ryan, you said you disagree?
Yeah.
Lehigh doesn't have like a competitive season?
They do have. They look at their schedule.
I'm not getting into this right now. We can get into it at another time.
Oh my goodness.
I do not want to spend 30 minutes on 125
Ryan
and then
wins. Ryan wins.
4 weights.
Ryan
wins. Ryan wins.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. That's all I needed. I was looking up Lehigh's schedule. I was getting ready to go into it. And the Reese said Ryan wins, and I stopped.
Lilladal for 3rd, Ramos for 4th, Ventresca for 5th, Seymour at 6th, Smith at 7th, and Poulin at 8th.
He did take the Seymour slide. I will say that.
He took the Seymour slide.
He lose for 5th.
11-4.
11-4.
To Ventresca.
You were talking Ventresca is not exciting? He was exciting in that match.
So who beat Ventresca?
Ramos.
Mm-hmm.
No, other one. Lilladal.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Who took 3rd at 33, by the way? I'm just gonna, it was driving me crazy.
Knox? No, Knox took 8th.
Romney?
Romney.
Romney beat Fugit.
He good.
Zan
Knox took 8th.
Yes.
Some
other
All-Americans, half of them took 8th place.
Yeah, like I think 5 of them took 8th place or something like that.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Sammy.
I was a bottom of the podium bum for my draft, but that's okay.
I never even really looked at your team. I just knew you had 7 All-Americans.
Yeah. Some notable names that we didn't see finish on the podium. Richard Figueroa, returning NCAA champion.
You had 4 guys take 8th.
No, 4. Okay, 4, 5. Potato.
8th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 8th.
8th. 2, 3, 4, 8, 8, 8.
Yep.
Wow. Jet Strickenberger just barely misses the podium, loses to Smith in sudden victory. And
just a little outside.
Does he get another year because of
Yes.
I don't. They haven't made a decision on that yet. It would be 2 years.
We get the West Virginia gunslinger back.
We'll see.
He's more of like a gun toter.
Okay.
Why? He airs it out.
I mean, he was slinging it out against Spratley. I'll tell you that.
No, that was more of a. That's what I'm saying. It was more of a tote. It was more yeah. It wasn't a pew 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 pew. It was.
No, hang on, Reese. Reese, run that back for me one more time.
Pew 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 pew.
Bang 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 bang.
This is straight out of South Park.
Okay, I'm gonna
bow. Bow.
My boy Jacob Moran did not make the podium, but he will be winning a title next year, so that's okay. And that's all I have for 125.
Sammy, after this past weekend, anything's possible. You might be right.
No kidding.
All right, I got a question.
No.
Though. Richie Figs, is he washed? Is he washed up? And is
no,
he going to Iowa?
Or is he just or is he just a front side guy only?
Could be front side guy only. Well, he took third at Big 12s.
Well, he needed
but
that.
That was Big 12s. That was to lock in a decent seed still.
Right.
So he couldn't take third.
Reese, if you ain't first, you're last.
I guess I get what you're saying.
He was like, all right, I may have lost this match, but I can still get a decent seed through the backside and still win a national title. Yeah. I can't phone it in here at this tournament.
Did you see the cradle that Peterson slapped on him?
Yes.
That was
sick nasty.
Fucking. Oh, sorry. From the
bottom. No, you're good. Say it again.
No.
One more time with your chest.
That was probably move of the day for day one.
For sure.
Right? Yeah.
It was the slickness of how fast he locked it up and then went right into the roll.
And even before that, his hip heist motion to get that reversal too, it was like he was going through a sequence that he had done 1,000 times before, and he had just walked himself through it.
He was not being denied that match, it felt like.
No.
And then he lost again. And then he lost to freaking...
To the champ.
Vincent Robinson,
To the champ.
Yeah, the champ. Yeah, whatever.
And then who beat him on the backside?
Figs? Trevor Anderson did?
No. Dean Peterson.
Oh. Yeah, Steve-O.
Yeah, this is going to be...
He partied on the ASU coaches, Peterson did, just a DMP.
Just to end up right where Figs was. Not on the podium.
Yeah.
Why do you think some of these athletes party on the coaches? Do you think there's stuff said, like, behind the scenes, or like...
Maybe, or even during matches, sometimes you can hear stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, yes.
And I think it gets worse and worse every year with kids. Like, I don't know if they're taking it personal per se, but like they are hearing it and they are like, oh, you think that's gonna happen? And then it doesn't happen, so they get up and party.
Party. Hey, I saw a crazy exchange between two coaches. Right? Like in our corner. Esposito, I can't remember who it was.
On Twitter, you said?
It was Ohio State and NC State. Who would that have been?
I think it was. Let me hang on.
Esposito and Jay Jaggers would make sense.
No.
Esposito and Tom Ryan. So
yes.
Tom Ryan was. There was like a locked hand. Oh no! They called a stalling instead of a stalemate for like a situation where when one guy was on top or he just scored and they didn't.
What match is this? Orini Bouzakis?
No. This was on the backside. But anyway, Tom Ryan isn't in the corner. He's like underneath the tunnel watching, and he's like runs up and he's like, "God, it's supposed to be stalemate." And Esposito gets up out of the chair and like runs around and like gets in Tom's face, like telling him. It looked like he was telling him like, back up. You're not in the corner. Like, get out of here." And I have no idea what Tom Ryan said to him, but as Esposito is walking back to his chair, he turns around and you see him. I don't hear him, but I see his lips. He goes, "Fuck you, Tom." And he does it with like this shitty grin on his face too.
I think it was D'Amelio against Styles in the quarters.
No, it was.
That would make sense.
It was NC State.
NC State. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I was thinking Oregon. Okay, hang on.
That's why I said Kai and Bouzakis.
No, that match was over before that could even be discussed. Brandon Cannon, Ed Scott, maybe?
Yeah, that might have been it.
Trumbull Feldman?
It was. I think that's what it was. I think it was
Trumbull Feldman.
Yeah.
How are you able to find that so quickly?
Because I went to the results for Ohio State for their entire team, and then I searched NC State.
That's good. I'm not on track.
Yeah. Well,
you don't use track?
Well, I do. I already had my spreadsheet pulled up, so I was just going through all that stuff.
I'm just super cool. That's the only reason.
No, that is not. I just am too lazy to pull up track because I already had something else up.
Closing thoughts for 125.
Yeah, I think Esposito would probably take Tom Ryan in a fight.
Me too.
Tom Ryan is nerfed these days after his car accident.
Yeah. So. All right, 33.
133. Lucas Bird, dude.
He's got a 6'3" girlfriend.
Everything on the internet is about nobody
the short
cares.
King, 6'3" girlfriend.
Nobody is like celebrating the fact that he won a national title. They're just like, this dude is about as tall as a tree stump and he's in love with a tree. And that's all that people are talking about.
He's just a bird in a tree.
He is. He's just a bird in a tree.
He's laying his nest. Like that's all that people are doing. But you know what?
He's got it made.
I love it.
Oh, we all love it.
I think it's great. I think maybe he could have had a more entertaining finals match, but whatever. He won it. He got the title. He's got really the girl.
Yeah, I was gonna even.
No, he was going after him. That's right. Yeah. And then there was
as much as I hate to say it, I was even going to admit that it was. I don't agree with the stalling call that they called that basically won Bird the match.
But they weren't going to call it in sudden victory when they probably had more of a reason to.
They had like 2 or 3 opportunities to hit him again a second time in regulation.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. It was bad. I felt like it was really bad in sudden victory, and I was like, they're not going to call it here.
I just, and I think that's okay. Like, I just don't sudden victory or even the 30-30 rideouts, like, unless it's blatant, like, don't inject yourself.
Yeah.
And that just wasn't that blatant to me. No, action took them to the out of bounds line, and then, Bird took 2 shots, but it's not like you could tell he was taking these shots to try to fish for that second stall call.
Yeah.
So
sure,
it is what it is. You're upset for Drake in the moment because it's a bad call, but you watch the whole match. The more aggressive, the more active wrestler won the match. So
he almost lost his first match. Bird,
dude. All right, let's get into it. He should have lost that first match. Well,
he's not.
The match should have been scored differently.
Should have.
Don't say that. That's because that's not
guys.
True.
What do you mean?
Did you watch the video I sent you?
Yes. Yeah, and I watched the match. I've watched the match twice.
They were on their feet, and his hands were not locked.
His hands weren't locked?
His hands were not locked. He had to
I don't
relock
know.
the body lock when they were on there. What do you mean, Ryan? What do you mean they weren't?
So he
Why are you
Show
saying
me.
I don't know?
Show me. I don't know if they.
in the body lock.
All right.
How long
I'm
were his
going
hands
to-
unlocked?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
Reaction time.
I'm pulling it up.
Oh, dude. All right.
How long?
Okay.
I want to know how long.
Let me pull up what I sent you guys, because I guess you guys don't look at things that I sent you. It's fine. Whatever.
Yes, we do.
I look
Or
at
at least
everything
I
you
do. No, you
Everything.
don't. No,
Okay.
that's a lie.
Okay. So for context, Lucas Bird is wrestling Hunter Leak in the first round of the tournament, and it's the third period. They're tied 2-2, and Leak gets to a sit-up position and then hip heists. And as he does that, they come up to their feet. They come up to their feet, and Bird keeps his arms wrapped around him. His hands are not locked when they come up to their feet and they're facing each other. And then Bird locks in an over-under body lock. Once this happens, Bird doesn't make any real attempt to return him to the mat because, quite frankly, you can't. You're in an over-under position. All he does is just drive him out of bounds. No stall call.
Yeah,
David,
call is crazy.
The no stall call was crazy, but also Hunter wasn't really doing much to try to stay in my opinion. And
he
also,
circled.
Reaction time does matter in that context.
I think the trying to stay in thing, I don't think it matters. And I think the situation is like if he was in a rear standing, which it should be the same context. If he ran somebody out of bounds, I mean, it's not always a stall call, but that I would have hit him for stalling there.
Who was the ref? Who was the ref?
Still in control.
Was it Jay?
It was Angel.
Oh.
He just loves to not call stalling.
Notorious self-inserter of matches.
Yeah.
Notorious.
Well, obviously, he knows.
He did not insert himself there, though.
Yeah. He's aware of how the fans feel about him, and he's like, I don't even care.
Dude, love
the hate. I just think Angel was pretty good.
He was at one point.
That's the problem, Reese. People don't like to recognize when somebody has fallen.
Well, and then people start telling you you're good, and then your ego gets more. I've literally seen it with so many people when they start refereeing.
I wonder why did Sammy Julian ever? He never does.
I've never seen him do a folk style tournament.
Okay, yeah. Never done a folk style tournament? Wow.
I've never seen him do one.
That's crazy.
But I only see him during the summertime, so I'm sure he does stuff in the Northeast.
We saw him at the NCAAs.
I would be shocked if he doesn't referee folk style wrestling at some level, or if he at least hasn't done it at some level. I would be shocked.
Yeah.
So I just don't think he's done it at the highest level for folk style.
Okay. Some other notable things that happened. Nick Bouzakis looked like he was poised to give Drake Ayala a really good match. He pins Kyrene, beats Sean Speidel, and then Drake Ayala goes out there and gets like 7 takedowns on Bouzakis.
23-10.
Yeah, just decimates him. It was crazy.
I mean, it was like at some points competitive. Like Boozy did some good stuff, but Drake had more answers than Boozy did.
So many. Top side, or not quite top side of the bottom side. Zan Fugit was the disruptor by beating Nasir Bailey 4-1 in sudden victory, and going out and pinning Conor McGonigal in the quarterfinals. And this is kind of where Zan Fugit came to life. Because before this, his most notable result was I think he majored Van D in the Wisconsin-Nebraska duel. But before that, there wasn't.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he had a okay Big Tens, right?
Yeah, he got the 14 seed. I can't remember where he ended up placing.
Didn't he say he got 10th or something? 9th or 10th?
Oh, he might have.
Placed above Angelo Rini.
No, really? Angelo Rini took... Excuse me?
Why was Rini a 21 seed then?
He did not have good enough regular season, I guess.
He's beaten Bouzakis every time they've wrestled, yet they were 14 seeds separated.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of Angelo Rini, he makes the quarterfinals which is great. Great for Indiana. Loses to Seth Romney. Tough. Tragic. Loses to Roadside Warrior or Backside Warrior. Road Warrior, Jacob Van D. Tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sucked.
Wow.
Road Warrior, Backside Warrior, Road Warrior. Jacob Van D.
Ryan Miller. I forgot he got beat by Ryan Miller.
Yeah, Van D beat Ryan Miller.
No,
other
lost.
way around. Ryan Miller beat Van D in the first round, and then Van D rattles off 4 straight
1,
or whatever
2,
it takes.
3, 4. Yep, 4. Ended up with 7th place finish over Tyler Knox.
Yeah.
Zan Fugit. I was starting to think, I was like, maybe would we call Zan the mayor of Philadelphia? Did he earn that title, or did somebody else?
Why would he be the mayor of Philadelphia?
That's like what you tell to the people who come alive at NCAAs.
I guess technically he's not from that area. I think you have to be from the area, maybe, too.
You have to be from the area?
Was Tariq Wilson from, was it Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yep. He was from the area. He's from the area. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
PA only had 6 All-Americans.
Dude, lightweight for them. What was up with that?
Shoulder shrug.
And so Illinois and New Jersey had 8. Is that what you said, Tim, earlier?
Yeah. And then Wisconsin and Pennsylvania had 6.
Kansas had 1 national champion.
Holla.
Yeah, it was awesome.
God, we're not even really talk about it tonight. It's disrespectful.
Whatever.
Save the best for last.
Save the best for last. Just like the ESPN did. Nasir Bailey doesn't place.
Yep.
Noto doesn't place. Schauber doesn't place. Braxton Brown, my draft pick, doesn't place. Dylan Schauber won 3 matches on the backside. Sudden victory, tiebreaker.
What a beast. Who beat
him?
Round?
McGonigal.
How bad did he beat him?
5-1.
Oh. Is he back next year?
No.
Dang, dude. It feels like his career was short.
Well, now you have me.
He wasn't a starter every year.
I know. It just feels like he wasn't around. It feels like he was the same age as Crookham.
No. Yeah, he was a senior this year.
Senior.
3-time qualifier, 1-time AA. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that was the other thing. Like, he's qualified 3 times.
Well, so he qualified in 2021. And how did he do in 2021? He went 0-2. Lost to Dresden Simon and Drew Matten. And then he qualified in... he wrestled in 2022 as well. And
But he didn't qualify, right?
No,
didn't he get hurt?
No, he wrestled. He wrestled Real Woods and Ian Parker up at 141.
Okay.
And then he did qualify.
Oh, that's right. He went up. That's right.
Yeah, then he did qualify in 2023, but then had to pull himself out because at conferences, his knee exploded. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. All of that is coming back to me now.
Yes.
Spontaneous combustion?
No, I think it was what's the word? Premeditated. Sergio Lemley didn't place. Oh no, that's the next weight.
We're still at 33. What
Sorry.
are you talking about? I just want to talk about how a lot of people, and myself included, probably thought that Zan was, after he made the semis and got beat, was probably going to take the slide. But then he went on the backside and took out Braden Davis too.
Took out Braden Davis. Stopped Penn State from having a perfect, just a picture perfect backside.
Well, it couldn't be picture perfect anyway.
Oh yeah, Kirk.
Because of Greg. Spoil my night.
Well, the first domino to fall was Davis.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered, is my point.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
Who played spoiler?
Davis.
Spoiler. Maybe
Davis
Greg.
He did play spoiler because it wouldn't have, if Davis would have won, Greg still would have taken 6th place.
Right, and then Greg would have played spoiler, but instead Zan Fugit was the spoiler.
Stop it.
Yeah. Maybe Greg was like, hey, if we're perfect coming up to heavyweight, I'll go out there and wrestle. Sure, why not?
No. 141.
Probably not. 141. Who's the champ?
The man.
Mendez.
Not time to party.
Question mark.
The man.
I'm not burgundy.
The man. Did they? I mean, let's talk about this.
This was probably the most start to finish entertaining match in the finals.
I mean, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I had high expectations. Had very high expectations.
And it has everything to do with Brock Hardy.
And it was a party indeed.
Well, I didn't like that.
Did he get screwed out of a couple back points?
I thought he got 2, didn't he?
Yeah, but should he have had 3 or 4?
Maybe he probably should have had 3.
He should.
Mendez was on his.
That was the problem.
Mendez was on his back for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I went back and watched it a few times. I'm like, some referees might have got the 4 there.
Dude, you're bringing up a great point for me here.
Which would have changed the match drastically, by the way.
Yeah. Quick sidebar. Coaches are given a set of challenges. 1 if you have 1 to 3 wrestlers, 2 if you have 4 to 6, and then 3 if you have 7 to 10.
Yep.
But it felt as if a coach could throw out a challenge whenever they wanted to.
Yeah, it did feel like they had a lot of challenges this year.
It's felt like that for the last couple of years. I don't think there's anyone keeping track.
No, they have to.
Do they?
Yeah, because they have cards.
Who?
The coaches.
The coaches have cards?
You throw a brick, you give a card up. You get your card back if you win the challenge. They keep your card if you don't.
Print more cards is what you're saying.
I don't know. Maybe.
Printing more cards.
It just felt like...
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if that's how D1 does it. That's how JUCO does it. So I assume that's how everyone else has been doing it too. Because it is the easiest way to get it done.
I mean, I personally didn't see any cards being handed from coaches.
Tom Ryan must have had a lot of cards. That's all I'm saying.
I think Tom Ryan was packing a deck. Yeah.
Or did they just win all of their challenges?
No, there were not very many. There weren't that many 1 challenges, though. There really weren't.
There weren't that many 1 challenges? You don't think so?
No.
Nebraska won a challenge
like
in the finals.
I saw quite a few challenges that were won when they shouldn't have been won. I'll name one for you right now. Drake Ayala on that takedown against Dan Fugit in the semifinals.
I don't remember that.
It was crazy.
You know where that ref was from?
Yeah, it was Jay. I understand. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not from Fort Dodge. He went to Iowa Central, so he's lived in Fort Dodge. Anyway, he gets on the leg and basically they give him the takedown because his foot is floating within the cylinder.
It's a cylinder.
Listen. There is not enough evidence in the video review to overturn the non-takedown call. There was not.
I'd have to watch it again.
You would have to, but I'm telling you, there's just not.
Zan wasn't winning that match anyway.
I understand. I'm just saying and that was the one that just came to my mind immediately, but there were a couple more challenges that were like, oh, you overturned that. Wow. I'd have to go back and look stuff up, but I'm telling you, there were a lot more 1 challenges than you think.
I don't know. I feel like I was there and I saw a lot of the call on the mat stands.
I didn't miss a match. Okay.
You didn't miss a match.
Matt casted that and listened to Trent Hoagie Hodley and Shane Sparks.
Hoagie Hodley.
Say tournament. This tournament over and over and over. Sometimes, dude, you felt like he was throwing a W in there in between the T and the O on purpose. On purpose, dude.
Tournament.
Yeah, dude. It was getting out of hand sometimes. Out of hand.
Oh man.
He was like doing it on purpose. Like he knew I was listening and he was just really trying to.
He must have just thought, he's like, wow, I sound really cool right now.
Honestly, they did a great job.
Yeah.
They did
I listened to him for ACCs and I liked him. I didn't realize
he's awesome. Him and Shane Sparks have really good chemistry. I'm not even going to lie.
Hey, I forgot to say for 125 and 133, for 125, I went 6 of 8 on All-Americans. Not exact placement.
Bully for you, sir.
And then 133, I went 5 for 8.
I honestly couldn't, because of the draft challenge, I don't even care about my brackets, really.
That's kind of how I feel, too.
I just want to win.
I just want to win so bad. And that first round for me made me so sad. I think I lost 4 first-round matches.
You were in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Day one, we knew it was over.
Dude, I cannot believe you didn't take last, Reese. I was like, this dude is going from first to last. He really is.
It's the bonus points. It's the bonus points, man.
They saved him. Not only did he not get last, he took 7th.
I had like 3.5 bonus points total.
Maybe I took 8th.
No, you took 7th. I
only beat Sammy and Zebley.
Yeah, Wop took 7th.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Sorry, Wop.
By half a point.
Wop.
Or something.
No, by 2.5 points.
Shit.
For 141, I went 6 of 8.
My boy O'Toole kind of, well, that's for later.
My boyo.
I went 3 for 3 in the finals, and it helped me. It propelled me into 4th with 1 point over Kaysen.
Bird?
I'm not. I can't spoil it.
Spoil it?
Do we want to talk about the team race?
We already know. Everyone already knows the champs. I had Mitchell Messenbrink, Dean Hamidi, and Wyatt Hendrickson, baby. And guess who had Gable Steveson? Kaysen Lindsay.
Or Kaysen.
Yes, sweet justice.
Did you beat him out for a trophy?
I did, by 1 point.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Do we want to take a...
Rod just completely blew everybody out. Is that the highest? Is that the highest score?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
I had 148 the first year. That was the highest before. You had 142 last year. That was second, and then Broad just came in there and was just like, check it out.
Oh, he came in there all right.
He put what? 158 points. He got
164.
164 points.
Dude,
164.
What the hell?
He was right there. He was neck and neck with Penn State.
Was.
With 2 extra guys, but still.
I mean, all right, for context, we draft all 10 weights plus 2 flexes from any weight. Okay, well, you can't have more than 2 wrestlers per weight. So, and for example, you can't have 3 33s or whatever. So you can't draft 2 flexes from the same weight. Broderick Green had 11 All-Americans, which has never been done before. The most before was 10. And Brod had 11. And his one guy that didn't AA was Dylan Shaver, blood round. He should have went 12 for 12 probably.
That's crazy. How many champs did he have?
Not the most. He only had 2 champs.
Dude, do we want to take a quick break? Quick break from the bracket results and talk about the team race?
Sure.
Dude, all right. So, Penn State had a very weird... They scored their points very differently this year from what they normally do. At least their cadence was different. So they went 20-0 on day 1. They put all 10 of their wrestlers into the quarterfinals. And then they had a rougher day 2 than what they're used to. They place all their guys. But I think they lose 3 in the quarters and 4 in the semis, right?
They lost 4 guys in the semis?
They only put 3 in the finals. Haynes, Kirkfleet, Bartlett, and Van Ness all lost in the semis. They went 3 and 4 in the semis. A historic low for Cale Sanderson in the semis.
Just underperformance, not low. Underperformance.
What is that? What's the difference?
Whatever. You know what I mean.
A historic underperformance.
It's not a low though, because it's like it's hard to say that they performed bad when they still beat their previous record. Okay. But
yeah.
Did they leave points? Did they leave points on the board? For sure. They could have 100% been done better, but they still did great.
I'm strictly talking about the semis in terms of the low.
I guess.
That is all I'm talking about. Now, end of day 2, Reese and I were waiting for our Uber. We're waiting 3.5 years because Ubers are very fun.
Ooh, I want to get into that.
This put Sammy into such a terrible mood.
Dude,
he was in a bad mood for like 2 hours.
Let's get on with this, and then I want you. This is what I really wanted to do. Is I want you guys to tell me about your Philly experience.
Shake Shack.
That means nothing to me.
So, end of day two, we're sitting there, we're waiting for our Uber, and the people we're staying at an Airbnb with, they're asking us so do you think Penn State's gonna beat the team record? And Reese and I are both like, no, they are not in shape for it right now, because they put 3 in the finals and they had all these guys on the backside, and we didn't expect them to have basically, if you take out Kirkley, to take one loss.
Even after the blood round that they had, though, you still didn't think they were gonna beat the team record?
No, they had plenty.
There's no doubt in my mind.
They had plenty of opportunities to lose on the backside. That's crazy to say.
Really?
They got a bunch of pins too.
Plenty of bonus points.
Plenty of opportunities to lose on the backside.
Yes.
Lilladal, Davis, Van Ness, I think they all got pins.
Yeah.
Like at some point in the consolations.
I'm trying to find these plenty of opportunities to lose from Sammy right now.
All right.
Especially when we're talking about how many pins they got on the backside.
Well, you take away those pins, guess what? They tie.
How do you take away the pins?
If you take away the points from the pins,
they pinned these dudes. It's not like they caught them or something. They just pinned them.
Braden Davis didn't catch Connor McGonigal.
No, Connor McGonigal put himself in that position a second time and got pinned.
Okay,
he did. He did. Straight up, he did.
You can take that fall away.
You can
logically say that if they wrestled that match again, he does not get a pin. There is.
He shouldn't have, dude. He got put in that danger position before, and then went right back to it and got pinned. I don't know.
My point is that if they wrestled again, it's probably not going to end up like that.
You could say that about any match, though, Reese.
That's the point.
Yeah, I'm just presenting an argument for why we didn't think they were going to break the team score.
But it was they put, for the second time ever, they put 10 All-Americans on the podium. Okay, all right, and they're historically a bonus point machine.
Dude, even still, with now let me walk through what we had here. 125, Luke Lilladal gets a pin over Matt Ramos in the third period. He also has a sudden victory match with Eddie Ventresca in the Conci semis. Braden Davis loses to Zan Fugit, goes out and gets that pin over Connor McGonigal. Bo Bartlett has a sudden victory match with Josh Coderhant, one that he could have lost, obviously, sudden victory, and then goes out and major CJ Composto.
Was he ever in danger of losing that match?
Dude.
Was he?
Seriously?
I'm just asking.
Let me fucking finish.
Oh my goodness.
What? I said let me finish.
I'm just asking.
I just don't know why you're getting so bent out. I mean, we're just trying to defend.
I'm not bent out of shape.
You seem like it.
I want to be able to finish what I'm saying. You asked me to present you losable matches in areas where they got bonus points where it might not always happen.
Just ask your question.
They had to do a lot of the best things that they could have done on day 3 to get the team record broken. And that's exactly what they did. And it took a lot of effort. It was not, we were not in a position at the end of day 2 to say, yeah, Penn State is poised like they normally are at the end of day 2 to break the record on day 3.
Yeah, you were, because they had put 10 guys on the podium, and they in the past have in the past always put up the most bonus points than any other team. It's not surprising that they got these pins, because I'll tell you why it's not surprising, Sammy and Reese. And it's because they wrestle hard. They wrestle harder than anyone else at that tournament, and no one else on that day in that session wants to wrestle hard, but they did. And they always wrestle hard. They wrestle hard every year, and that's why they get bonus points the way that they do. That's just a fact.
It's very surprising to me to see a guy like Bo Bartlett go out there and get bonus points, because you never see it.
He gets bonus points. He's gotten bonus points before.
There were several instances where they were right there to lose matches, and they won them. There were several instances where they were not.
And that's not surprising for Penn State, though, is my point.
Dude, I mean, come on.
Not surprising. Okay, you're talking about Penn State. Yes, obviously we know Penn State scores bonus points. We're talking about specific instances, like
I'm just saying,
matches. How the matches are going.
You guys are
direction, the pace of the matches.
And someone's asking you, like, you don't think they can break the team record still? I would have looked at it and been like, you know what?
Yeah.
After tonight, are the chances low? Probably, but it's Penn State, so they still got a shot.
Yeah,
they're also
Penn State. I would have been like, no
wrong.
way.
We were wrong.
No way.
But and this is the thing, right?
That we were wrong.
Obviously, we were wrong. But so they're asking us this after we just watched them go 3-4 in the semis, and so we're thinking, is this Penn State team going to be doing things differently on day 3? Because their whole tournament was different. They were perfect on day 1, had a shitty day 2, and so we didn't know what to expect from day 3 for the entire tournament. That was the central crux of the way this entire tournament went, is that there was no way to really understand why what we were seeing. And so with that in mind, the number of points that Penn State scored on day 3, it was not in our minds in the cards. So that's the explanation. But
it's shocking to you?
I'm not shocked. No.
I was shocked for them to get Reese, for them to break the team record.
No, dude, I didn't even really think about it. Like, when I was asked
that is exactly what I was thinking. It never even crossed my mind that they weren't going to do it still. When they put 10 on, after the semifinals, when in my mind they got 10 guys still wrestling on the third day, yeah, they're breaking that record.
Oh yeah, I didn't think that. I didn't think that they were going to break the record. Was I surprised that they broke the record? I mean, I don't know, not really. I guess
I don't think I have a way of looking at it in terms of. I don't remember what the team totals were at the end of day 1, but I remember seeing it. Was it like 120 something?
Oh yeah, I don't know, but I really just didn't even think about it when I was asked that question. I was just like, no, probably not. They're probably not breaking the record.
Let me see if I can find
it. There wasn't any. I didn't look at the scores. I didn't look at the paths. I didn't do any of that. I just said no, probably not. Based on that, based on how that semis just went, no.
Let's see here, because I think the NCAA tweets out finals or totals at the end of the days. But I mean, it just after that's session 5. My God, they tweet a lot. At the end of session 4, Penn State was at 135.5. So they scored 31.5 points on day 3. I mean, that's 31.5 points is more points than most teams score the entire
That's
tournament.
Because it's the placement matches, Sammy.
It's the placement matches. It's the excessive. Whatever the math was that I did wrong. It's the excessive amount of bonus points that they scored on day 2 because they had all 10 wrestlers wrestling and they all got bonus points on the backside, except for Kirk.
It's just except for Kirk, which is just not surprising, or not surprising, not outside of the realm of Penn State to be getting crazy bonus points like that.
You know what? Yeah, you know what?
We've seen it year after year after year. Since 2012, we've seen it, or 11, we've seen it every year.
Okay, CP, Christian Piles.
But hang on.
How is that? I mean, seriously, how is that? I'm not being CP at all. That's a fact of life.
You're saying stuff that we already know this about Penn State. We're all very aware of that.
Hang on, because I was just about to say
it still doesn't.
They went 3-4 in the semis. Okay, that was un-Penn State like.
I know, I'm not disagreeing with that, but that still did not shake my faith that they weren't.
It took my faith, and I'm sure it shook other people's faith too.
But to tack on to the bonus point thing, I think Willie tweeted out that they averaged bonus point wise at least a major per match on day one. So that should have been an indicator in terms of what day 3 should have looked like.
Not really. I mean,
I was looking at it.
Day 1 bonus, you're supposed to get bonus points.
Yeah, but just the general way the team is wrestling, I guess.
Yeah. 17-1 on like the backside is pretty crazy.
Right.
Now, shocking stat for Penn State: 8 guys in the top 3. Shocking.
I mean, yeah.
They're like the top 2.
Huh?
Just in general.
Well, I mean, just in general. To have a team that gets 8,
just to get 8 guys in the top 3.
That was part of what they had to do to break the team record. So how can you say that's shocking?
We're getting to a point where like breaking the team record is pretty much impossible.
Except they left points on the board, Sammy. They should have.
Right.
Honestly, if you think about it, they should have probably scored closer to 187 points.
So are you? Yeah. So is top 3 shocking, or is it?
It's shocking that they got 8 guys in the top 3.
Yeah,
6,
I don't.
Less shocking, but still kind of like.
So where would you have? What would you have guessed? Yeah, what were your brackets? Yeah.
I didn't have 10 of them. I didn't have 10 of them placing.
No. I might have only had 8 of them placing.
I didn't have Braden Davis placing. I didn't have Davis placing.
I think I had Josh Barr taking like 7th because I thought his knee was jacked up. But to tack on to the team race, because Penn State winning is not a huge shocker. The way they broke the scoring record was interesting. Nebraska taking 2nd place, I think, was not on anybody's bingo card unless you lived within a 5-mile radius of the campus. Because, I mean, holy crap. 8 All-Americans, or 7, 8
All-Americans.
8 All-Americans.
9 qualifiers, 8 All-Americans.
Yeah, they Pinto didn't get on the podium, but
blood round.
They had, I mean, they score 117 points, 60 points shy of first place, and 14 and a half points ahead of Oklahoma State.
2 champs.
Nobody thought that was going to happen. And then Oklahoma State down to 3rd. They definitely left some points on the board, taking Jamison, Teague Travis, but they also scored some points that nobody thought would be on the board. Dean Hamady, Wyatt Hendrickson.
I mean, yes, I'm going to circle back to Teague real quick. You know, he scored 5 team points.
Yeah, I'm guessing he got bonus in the pigtail.
It is. It was 100% because of the pigtail, but still, like, you're not going to place if you don't place for your team, like, that sucks. But you scored 5 bonus. You scored 5 team points and didn't place. That's pretty good.
Right. Yeah. He got
taking Jameson. Taking Jameson, same thing. 5.5 team points, didn't place. Still pretty good.
Yeah. Teague Travis got a major in every single match that he won. Right.
Typically, like, the average is like 4 points for like a round of 12 finisher.
Yeah. Caleb Fish and Tegan Jameson scored the same amount of team points, and one's on the podium and one's not. Luke Serber going 0-2 hurts. Hurts bad.
Hurts me.
My God.
Oh my goodness, dude. I could not believe it.
And then 4th on the podium is Iowa, despite having Kyle Parko and Ja'Cory Teamer, 2 returning All-Americans, score a cumulative 1 point. Gabe Arnold, 1.5.
Are we getting into that yet?
Do we want to get into it?
We should have started off with this.
Let's roll into it. I mean, where to even start?
Starting off with the team race. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Parco and
Iowa.
Or Parco and Teamer.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in. I lied. I don't.
Okay.
Because it's like, one guy was hurt all season, whatever. It was never in good enough shape to really win it. We all knew that. But
I didn't know that.
The Teamer?
I drafted him on both of my. Obviously, I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he couldn't have placed. He couldn't score good team points and got on the podium in a top 6 kind of finish. But man, he was not going to win it. Not with the way his lungs were. Maybe not win it, but make the Willie. Even Willie was like, I'm not shocked if Teamer beats Shapiro. And that's kind of where I was at too. I would have been shocked if he'd beaten K. That's because Willie was in on the Shapiro.
He did know about
illnesses. Shapiro. He didn't. All right. He didn't. I don't know if he knew, but that it matters though, Reese. It does.
I know, but he was saying Teamer could make the finals. Was his point, and Teamer would have had to.
And you know what?
I don't
beat Taylor.
He would have had to have had a better tournament than last year to have made the finals.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I'm just talking about. That's how I felt too about Teamer. I didn't really think he was going to be that bad, and he was, in fact.
Dude, I mean, we were sitting there watching the Johnny Lovett match, and
he smoked Caleb Fish earlier in the season, who played.
Dude, yeah. I mean, he looked like he
beat
still had
Antrell
pop.
Taylor, didn't he? No. Who'd they wrestle? No. Who'd they wrestle? Did they wrestle Estrada in that duel?
Yeah, must have. But
well, that duel was close. That's why I couldn't remember.
Poor Jacory.
I don't know about poor.
No, Rich Jacory.
Poor Rich Jacory.
Poor Iowa Hawkeyes.
I don't feel bad for. Yeah, there you go. I don't feel bad at all. That's what happens,
dude.
And you know what? I'll tell you why I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because whenever we were talking about Iowa getting these 6-year transfers, before the season started, in my gut, I just knew that something like that was going to happen. That these guys
it was in the air.
These guys weren't going to really pan out the way they thought. Buchanan did, obviously, but
yeah,
you could just tell it just felt like chasing a bag.
No kidding. And so people think Figs is going to do the same thing. I don't think he's going to do the same thing.
Well, I can't believe Iowa is even considering it.
With a 1-2 performance or whatever he had.
Yes. In their offer on
yes.
Tempe boys.
Sun Devil transfers.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at 149 and 157 and wrap it up.
Fine.
Wrap it up, B.
149.
Ridge Lovett.
Ridge Lovett gets the job done.
Finally wrestled the way we knew he could.
Dude, honestly, I kind of checked out for this finals match. I did not even realize it was the third period whenever Henson basically let Lovett go because he didn't want to get reversed. And then that was it. That was the match. And that's it.
The takedown that they took away was kind of sucked. Oh, there's a call that got overturned.
Yeah, that's why I said I mentioned that.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Nebraska getting one in the finals. Yeah. But man, Ridge looked awesome in the semis against Van Ness. But kept it close and wrestled smart against Caleb Henson, got the job done. So we'll see what next year looks like here, but I mean that's it. Parco didn't place. Paniro Johnson didn't place. There was like an unprecedented number of 4 and 5 seeds at this tournament that just did not show up at all. backside, Van Ness third, D'Amelio fourth, McNeil fifth, Styles sixth, Sammy Alvarez seventh, and Gavin Trexler eighth.
Yeah,
Poor
Trexler.
Kanan Webster, dude. So one of the cool things about being by the tunnel is
did
you
Drexler
get to
beat
see.
him on the backside?
Yes.
Yeah, pinned him.
No.
Pinned
4-0.
4-0. My bad.
One of the cool things about being by the tunnel is you get to like see the guys warming up and like, you know, maybe you hear the coaches like getting them ready, and that's kind of cool, right? But then sometimes you see the kids walking back to the tunnel that lost, and it sucks. It is not a fun sight. Kane Webster took these losses very, very personal, and obviously you do, but oh man,
You know, it's interesting.
He did not shake off the Ridge Levitt loss.
Yeah, a loss that shouldn't have. I don't know.
Shouldn't have bothered him.
Shouldn't have affected him like that.
Look at the the Penn State guys all bounced back so well. Like, why can't other? I don't get how. I know Webster's a freshman, so maybe that's part of it. But I'm like,
well,
how come
Penn State freshmen don't
do
melt?
that?
Penn State freshmen don't always melt like that.
I'm hopping off this Penn State meat writing train that we've been doing for the last 20 minutes here.
Yeah, but that was one thing where I was like, man, Webster, why can't Poeta and company, like, why can't AOC, you know, like, why can't these guys, like,
I don't know, dude.
It is a hard culture and concept to drive through kids' heads. Like, hey, man, especially like in this generation is, hey, you have to keep wrestling and you have to keep wrestling hard because there are going to be guys here that still want what you want. And just because you're the 7 seed wrestling the 22 seed in the blood round does not mean he's going to lay down for you. In fact, he knows that you're vulnerable right now because you just got upset in the quarters. Like you have to switch your frame of mind here and go out there and still wrestle hard when they're not expecting you to.
Why can't they do? Why can Kale and company do it, and these other coaches can't?
It's about the whole wrestling is fun thing, right? Like Brock Hardy gets it. They don't go out there and wrestle and like have to psych themselves up to wrestle hard because that's what they have to do. It's like they get to do it, and
you don't think other coaches are telling their athletes that it's fun?
I don't know if it's necessarily that easy to instill, and I think it might be a whole systemic cultural thing, and it's not just a part of like getting your kid to believe that. It's also
for you. Was the environment that you were in like a fun?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest struggle was just making sure that my body was healthy, so I was able to wrestle. But I took every single opportunity that I could to be able to wrestle as an amazing opportunity. Was it always fun? No, it's a lot of hard work, and I think it's kind of hard to get past that sometimes, and it's hard to be able to say that this is fun that I am excited to be here and that I do enjoy this. But I mean, they've managed to do that at Penn State, and I think it's a whole team thing. It has to be the culture there, and to change a culture at a program you can't do it overnight.
Well, and it's not just wrestling is fun; it's hard wrestling is fun.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to do it overnight. They have plenty of time. They've had 10 plus years to figure it out.
10 plus years, yeah. I mean, 10 plus years is not it. It's probably like a 4-year period, right? You kind of have to get through it you have to bring in the right guys, you have to tell them the right stuff all the time, and then it'll start to bleed off of them to the guys that come in after them, and it's a whole cultural reworking.
Yeah.
I watched.
Why can't you guys figure that out?
I watched.
Coaches figure that out.
A whole cultural rebuilding have to happen at a place like Indiana. It's not easy.
It's also about recruiting the right kids.
Yeah. And I think that's part of it, right? Penn State gets these super duper high level guys, and so they're not learning too much, or they're not having to be driven in the right direction to learn too much. They're figuring a lot of things out on their own.
Josh Barr is not any more high level than a lot of other guys, though. Like
it's 197
out of high school, so
it's just you don't have to be.
Well, hold on.
You don't have to be.
Come. Start over, Reese. What did you just say?
I said
Josh
Josh
Barr was not
is
that high level out of
he was
any
not
guy
any
that.
more high level than a lot of other guys who came out of that class. It was not like he was like a Bo Nickel. He was not a Bo Nickel. He was not a Zane Rutherford.
No, but it must have
Not
just
a
been
David
like
Taylor.
his mentality around the sport and training that Cale Sanderson and company noticed. I would think, maybe.
I mean,
They recruit a lot of guys though.
him and Rocco were. He had in high school the upper hand on Rocco for the most part, and look how well Rocco did when he got there. While Josh was redshirting, you just kind of knew that Josh was probably going to have that kind of success too.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, there's something.
What's
in
more
the
of a
water.
shock? What's more of a shock to you, Reese? Rocco making the finals last year or Josh this year?
Rocco making the finals, but Rocco had to beat Lenny Woolak in the semis,
and not Cardenas.
Right.
One thing that you can always count on for Penn State, guys. Sorry, Sammy, is they're just the second time they wrestle somebody, they're either gonna beat them. If it was close before, they're gonna beat them, or they're gonna make it worse. Was that the third time?
Third time.
Yeah,
Cardenas won the second time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Making your statement false.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
He did what Penn State normally does. Look at his match with
Showed
Beard.
up when it matters.
You know
I was
what
going to say.
You know
I had a
who
point.
doesn't care
Oh!
about that- you know who doesn't care about that rule?
Wyatt Hendrickson.
Jesse Mendez.
Oh, yeah.
No. He does not. It obviously doesn't work on everyone, but
there is something in the water, though, at Penn State. And I did say I was off the meat riding train, but they just got one of the best wrestlers in the world to come wrestle for them.
I'm tired of it. I'm over it.
It's crazy, dude. Let's get the 157.
I'm ready for coaches to figure it out.
Figure what out, Reese?
Figure out how to get your guys to compete on the same level. If one team can do it, why can't your team do it?
I think Oklahoma State's going to be there pretty soon.
I'm not saying that they haven't figured it out, but what I'm guessing what it is delivering a message that can get your athletes to believe in what you're preaching, like Cale does.
Then they haven't figured it out.
I don't know. I don't know if they have the Cale charisma like Cale does. There's just something that Cale does or says, or that he just gets his guys to believe more than anyone else.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of a self-feeding thing, where it's like you're excited to be around Cale Sanderson, and so you just latch onto every word.
Yeah.
And then, like, the more that happens, the more that the next group of people fall into that thing.
Yeah.
I'm
ready to say that
Cale is just a victim of his own success.
He's so lonely.
He's so lonely.
I'm ready to say that we're coming back, and it's going to start being a little more like 2013.
He doesn't even get a name, just a purpose.
All the other coaches, they fear me.
Oh, man. Reese, do you watch Invincible still?
No, I haven't seen the other seasons.
Ooh.
I didn't even know that Sammy watched it. But
157. Antrell Taylor beats Joey Blaze. Joey Blaze leaves the finals so fast that you see Secret Service members grabbing their service weapon, just in case.
Is that for real?
No, but he must have ran a 4.140 leaving the finals. He went so fast.
Even take the stairs.
And I get it, dude. I think he started like Link in Ocarina of Time. He had the light feather boots on or whatever.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Yeah. So Antrell Taylor beats Joey Blaze. Joey Blaze expected to be 165 next year, I think. Kasek at third, Chumbley at fourth, 20 seed Trevor Chumbley showing up and taken fourth.
Just the name Trevor Chumbley makes me like,
dude,
not talk about this weight.
The quarterfinals with Chumbley and Hippolito, Reese was just like Chumbley Hippo.
Hippolito, dude, what a disappointment.
Yeah, he DNPs. Chris Cannon, DNPs. Tommy Askey,
he was on my team.
Chase Saldate, Caleb Fish. Dude, this was a hard match to watch.
Was it hard for what reason? Because you knew that they're like, neither of us have been, we were teammates, neither of us have been on the podium, and now we're fighting each other.
Now we have to
get on the...
Now we have to fight each other over it. And Saldate was not happy to be the loser.
Well,
yeah.
Probably
Jude Swisher loses in the blood round.
What was the score to that match?
Swisher losing to Kasak 5-4. Swisher's legit. Swisher's tough.
He's gotten better. He had a good tournament.
Yeah. He lost to Antrell Taylor. He got pinned. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. Antrell, got 2 pins in a row?
Tech fall pin.
Oh.
Home match advantage.
No. He's from Millard South, Nebraska.
I was talking about Jude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess that's all I can really say about this weight. Cody Chittum. Man, oh man. Ren, what's going on? What's going on at Iowa State?
Move off of Cody Chittum. Cody Chittum we know who Cody Chittum is. And the end.
What's going on at Iowa State, Ren?
I don't know. I don't care about Iowa State.
Kyson Tarakina, Zach Red, and Casey Swiderski gone.
The Swiderski one is a little bit shocking, but not that shocking.
And Christian Carroll, which we kind of...
That wasn't...
I didn't know if he was going to be wrestling again, so...
That wasn't shocking at all.
Right, but I am wondering why that's happening in the first place. But...
Dursky, dude. I heard Nebraska.
That makes sense. He kind of looks like Van D. Him and Van D on the same team. That makes sense to me.
You know, Van D and Starachi were high school teammates.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, they were at prep school in Erie.
So was Pinheiro, right?
Was it a prep school?
I want to say it was.
Because they wrestled at the state championships.
Maybe I'm wrong then. Hang on. Willie did something about this.
But
that's who I'm going to go to. Willie.
But anyway.
Cathedral Prep.
But I don't think they were an actual prep school.
No. Prep Proud, Roll Ramblers, and it's Van D and Starachi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought they went to like Erie or something.
They were from Erie.
That isn't. It's in Erie, yeah.
That's right. Pinheiro went to Erie or whatever.
Yes. But yeah, Swiderski. That was kind of a shocker to me.
The Dirty Dursky says, "Sorry, Brent. Sorry, Dresser. I'm skipping town."
I think it was more to Brent. I think Brent was his guy.
So Frost placed last year. Evan did, right?
Yep.
And then Jacob placed this year.
Yep.
You got it.
Silky Johnston went like 1 and 2.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. You know what's funny? Pinheiro Johnson and Brandon Cannon wrestled each other up at 165 this year.
I forgot about that. But I do remember it, but forgot about it.
Yep. I wonder if we see
hilarious
Pinheiro bump up, and then where does Echemendia fit in? Their lineup issues are kind of gone because of that.
We don't need to get into lineup.
With Swiderski gone, they just go Pinheiro 57 now. Chittum 65.
Or just bench Chittum.
I don't know why you would bench him.
Because their other 65-pounder, he's promising or whatever.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Wrong.
Dude, talk about a tough postseason. Ethan Miller.
Yeah. Well,
undefeated going into the postseason.
Maybe
he did do some ducking in the regular season.
Yeah, maybe no duck.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
It wasn't his fault, I'm sure, but yeah.
Alex Clemson said, "You're getting this 1 seed."
There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if Alex Clemson said that. Not that verbatim, but. How do you guys feel about Shapiro's post-tournament interview?
Well, it's sparked a little firestorm on Twitter.
Babyish.
A little bit of a...
It's babyish. Here's the deal. And here's...
you just can't.
It did lower my opinion of Shapiro a little bit.
Well...
My
opinion of him has been low for a while now. So
all right, hang on. Let's make sure we're making two things clear. Let's make sure we're making two things clear. One, because there's two big things that he talked about after his tournament. One, he was in a coma earlier this season.
Yeah, talking about your coma, blah blah.
Yeah. Okay, so he wasn't healthy. Okay, that's one thing. The thing that we're talking about, he was accusing people of being on steroids. He didn't say names.
Yeah, it's a lot of excuses in one interview.
Right. Well, I think it was actually two separate interviews. Maybe not.
I don't know. Listen.
Either way.
Listen, and here's the deal. Say what you want, make accusations or nameless accusations if you want. That's fine. Doesn't really bother me. It bothers some people. Obviously, it bothers CP. And to CP, I say, man, you do stuff like that all the time on your own show where you bring up information, you'll bring up something vague, and then I remember times where Ben Askren would be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And then CP would be like, "I'll tell you after the show." That's just as bad as these guys making nameless accusations about steroids.
I think it's not as bad because it's not negative stuff, right? Isn't he normally talking like, well, we can't talk about this yet?
Usually,
some of it would be negative,
but you typically didn't have any idea what they were talking about, or whether it wasn't like.
It was negative. If it was positive to talk about, do you think he wouldn't talk about it?
Yeah, but there also wasn't there wasn't a whole lot of context when that stuff would be, and it's with the coaches and the athletes doing. I do hate it. I mean, it is annoying, and bringing up
my whole thing is
they do it to say they're bringing awareness, and it's okay.
You have to have a certain level of decorum whenever you're an athlete giving an interview.
Listen. At every level of sports in post high school, yes, there are athletes using PEDs.
Probably even
every sport, every level post high school, and maybe even some in high school.
For sure, there's tons of kids at St. James that are using steroids.
Anyway, my point is that to CP, to ignore, to just be like, oh, well, you're making nameless accusations. Yeah, should they be doing that? No, but also don't act like it's not happening in your backyard, because it is. You know what I mean?
Whose backyard?
What?
Ours, the wrestling community's backyard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's probably some juicers out there.
I am over it. I'm also over it, dude. I'm equally over the because every year it's kind of the same thing.
I'm like, that's how I'm kind of like, I don't care one way or another, because it's yeah, I know what's going on. Do I know who it is? No. Do I care? No.
No, I do care. I want to know who.
I mean, it would be nice to know, but we're never going to know, so that's why.
I mean, it's all cheating for a reason. I mean, everyone knows how much of an advantage it is to have a lot of strength over another guy, and it's
but you got to know how to use it too.
Super strength.
Obviously, these guys know how to use it. They're all Division I, high level athletes.
Just saying, maybe not all of them. Not all guys on a Division I roster are high level athletes, Reese.
Yeah,
I'm kind of with Ren on that. Yeah, I'm with Reese on that one.
Do you think steroids would help a guy I don't know? Let me just pull one random name here.
Choose carefully.
Let's go with. I'm just gonna bring up a random low seed from 149 here. Okay.
Okay.
Gabe Willishell. Steroids gonna help that guy win a national title?
He's lanky.
Do you think? I just
think
pulled
so.
it. I saw him. He was the first low seed that I saw. Gabe Willis.
Dude, why not? Why not? It's not going to hurt him.
I'm not okay, but is it really helping him that much though? Is my point.
Yeah, that's the question: is how much is it going to help you? How much are you going to be able to utilize something like that? I have no idea. Personally, I've never taken any steroids. I've been clean my entire life. I'm pretty sure.
But
it's false. I've seen you stick needles in your ass, Sammy.
That's for a different reason.
You and Ryan, you two, including me, we all know how it feels to wrestle someone who is overwhelmingly stronger than you.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It sucks, especially when you're underneath them.
Oh yeah.
Now, my least favorite thing is when a guy grabs my wrist. What?
That's when I start reaching back.
Oh, dude, there have been a select group of people who
choke that strong neck out.
There have been a select group of people who have grabbed my wrist before, and then that's it. I've lost the match. They have that unbreakable grip.
Not me. I find a way to use their strength against them.
That's the answer.
Put them on their head and pin them.
That is the answer.
I won't beat you if this match goes the whole way, but I know I can pin you.
All right, let's wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up with steroids.
Right.
Let's wrap it up with a needle in the ass.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I got nothing.
Right, I got the names too, by the way. I have all the names. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to say on this podcast. I'll tell you guys after.
Say them. So. Don't do that. I hate that.
I can't. We'll talk.
I
after
hate
the
that.
Show.
Say them now. Nope. Say them now. Is it Tyler Kasak? Levi Haynes.
Here's trick question. It is Meyer Shapiro.
The list is coming out on Twitter tomorrow.
Just dropping the Roydstein list.
I got the documents.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to another prolifically unhinged episode of the Barn Session. If you enjoy this stuff, which you must if you're still here, share this with people. Because why not? Because we're good for it. We're good for it.
Need is strong.
We'll tell you to have a good day. We'll tell you
we'd like
that
it.
we care for you. We'll tell you that we appreciate you.
I like you guys. I don't need you.
We may or may not inject you with steroids.
We can be friends, but I don't need you.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.